Happy Saturday. Today I wanted to do something I know we've done before, but it's been a while, and they're called spotlight cards usually. It's because you have a large black and white mat on the card and you only just color a little bit of it. Now, of course, this paper right here, unless you just love to color, this would be daunting to try to color in the whole paper. Now, of course, you could use it on just a black and white card. That would be cool too. But by spotlighting this area right here and only coloring that, it gives you an interesting look. Same thing I did on here, but instead of using designer series paper that already had a pattern, I just stamped in black all around, and then again just made my frame and colored only a small section of it. So let's take a look at how we would do that. I'll show you the inside of the cards in a minute. Whoops. Okay, so I have this piece of designer series paper. All right, and it's got a little bee, and it's got some flowers and some leaves and whatnot. And I think it's a really pretty piece of paper. But if I don't want to color the whole thing, I could use a circle just to spotlight some of it. I could use a square, or I could use an oval. And I think this one, I think I'm going to use a square and maybe include that bee in a little bit of it because that's going to be kind of a different color. All right, so get an idea about where my spotlight's going to go. And then I can color in just those areas that are going to be within the spotlight. Now you could use colored pencils. You could use markers like I'm using here. You could use a blender pen with your ink pads. The actual way that you color it, you could use your alcohol ink markers, and blend your blends to do that. This color may be a little bit dark, but we're going to try. Yeah, I guess I'll try this one. It's going to make it a dark flower, but that's okay. I'm going to leave the wing uncolored. It doesn't really matter, what area that you pick to do the flower. I think I probably would pick a lighter color next time, but we're going to see how this one turns out. I think coloring with your alcohol inks, gives you some opportunities to blend as well. Keep an eye on where I want to put my frame. So don't really want to color outside of it because you don't really want the color to come outside of where your frame's going to be. Okay, and I'm not going to finish coloring it because nobody wants to sit and watch me color. But just to give you an idea, so instead of having to color this whole page, I could color just this portion, and then I would put on my frame. Okay, now that leaves space down here that you could add some words. I keep my little box of words here, and you could have, you could add a happy birthday or something down there, or hope your day is full of love, laughter, and joy. You could add some kind of something there at the bottom. Okay, so let's say you don't have any of this paper that you might like to use as your background. So if you'll just take a piece of white, Whisper White, or now Basic White, and I'm going to use this under my umbrella. So if you're going to stamp all over a piece of paper, you want to always start with your largest stamp first. I think I'm going to stamp the the actual umbrella first. And everything I stamp, I'm stamping in black. So I'll put some umbrellas on here. And you always stamp your largest ones first because, and I'll clean these once we're done, you want to always have room to put you can always, fill in and put the smaller ones easily, but I'm going to use a small block for this. Put the handles on. The block's got some tape on it, makes it a little hard to see. Okay, you want to make sure that you're going off of the side. I'll put maybe one or two of these closed umbrellas too. And I'll put the handles on those. Now again, there's no right or wrong. I'm going to get a Post-it note because I don't want my handle coming over my, see, now it looks like it's going behind, or it is going behind. I'll do the same thing here. Post-it notes are great for that. You can make an actual mask if you want to and cut it out, but a Post-it note works well too. There we go. Oh, and I didn't get the bottom, but that's okay. All right, so then I would maybe stamp some of my flowered, maybe a pair of boots. So let's do the rain boots. Okay, and you just kind of keep building until your whole paper is going to be covered. Whoops, messed that one up, didn't I? It's okay, because we'll see if we can't fix that. Everybody always says, oh, but everything always looks so good. And I go, yeah, but you didn't see the ones that I messed up while I was trying to get this card made. Okay, now I'm just filling in with the flowers. You can see that you've got plenty of room to fill in the smaller areas. There's a couple of different flowers in here. So I'm going to stamp one of these flowers right there so that you don't notice that I missed the bottom of my handle, my umbrella handle. Okay, I think there's a couple more flowers in there too. I'm just using them all. There. Put one here. There. Just going to use this little one to kind of fill in everywhere that I need filled in. And so I'm going to put this here to help start covering up that boo-boo that I made. Okay, and that's pretty well filled. So now I want to pick, and this time, I don't know, maybe I'll use an oval this time. Okay, and put it right about there. Right, and that's gonna, if I put it down here, that will help to cover up my boo-boo on the boots because I'm gonna color those boots. And I think if I color them purple, it will cover up, no, not some, well, a little bit. It may cover up where I did a little bit of a mess. Now, of course, you could always turn it over and just do the other side, which if I was doing this for real, I probably would. Doing it for a demo, if I can get it to cover, then I am good to go. So let's see. If I do that and I put this over, see if I put this over where those other shadows are, you don't really notice so much on the boot. So let's see, that was the purple. And maybe I'll make some of these little flowers blue. And I'll make some of them pink, and I'll show you why I'm doing these particular colors when we look at the inside. Okay, I'll make that pink too. I think I only want, no, I want that whole flower. Maybe. And then I'll make the other one yellow. Again, I forgot to grab a green for the leaves. Luckily, it was only a little ways away. Let me see what I have left. So if I put this back here where I wanted it, all right, I need to do these leaves down here. All right. There, and maybe this the top of that umbrella, which I'll also make in purple. Or I think this is Highland Heather. Yep, Highland Heather. So I don't want to, you have to be careful because you don't want to color outside of where your spotlight's going to be. Okay, so cute, right? And it didn't take a lot of time. And then I would mount that, of course, on here. And again, you could stamp a greeting like I did on this one, where you have a little bit of a white space, or you could add a greeting to the front. All right, so then on the inside, because when you open up this card and you just have nothing on the inside, it doesn't look as good. Oh, you know what? And I'm going to have to, I did that one sideways. Well, we'll see how this is going to turn out. So I put the little pop-up on the inside, which I really think looks cute. So this one, you can see I just colored a little bit on each square. And this one, I stamped and did rectangles and just colored a little bit on each square. So let's do this one first. We'll pretend like I've finished and put that card together. This is 8.5, just like your card, you know, and you fold it in the middle for your card. But if you do an 8.5 and then fold it in half, and then fold each of those halves in half, you don't even have to measure anything, which is nice. You know, sometimes when you measure and score it, okay, and this is going to go like this. So I don't want to start it all the way at the end. See here, I left this one, I went all the way to the end. So when you open the card, because it's 8.5, it will go exactly flat. This one I left just a little bit on the edges. So you're going to, as we've done before, I'll use my tear tape. You could use your liquid adhesive. You could use whatever you like. And I'm going to put some of that down. Whoops. Thought I had picked it up, but I hadn't. And this one, let's see, maybe I'll put this one more towards the top. Because again, see, this one was kind of more towards the bottom. This one was more towards the middle. So this one I'll put a little more towards the top. Again, I like to use a very strong adhesive because this is going to be opening and closing and you don't want it to come off. All right, so then if I lay this down, remember, don't try to, if you put it over here, you might get it too high or too low and it won't be flat. So if you will flatten it against this side and then put this, your card down, okay, then you've got your little thing there. So then I could mat each of my other, I just cut pieces out of the same paper. And I could color in just one little bit of each one, like I did here. Okay, and attach those. Now we'll try this one because this one's going to be a little bit different. All right, so we will go ahead and attach this just so that I'll have the card made. Looks like I made a little boo-boo there too, but I'll figure out how to. Now you could pop up this spotlight, or you can leave it flat and just for this particular video, I'm going to leave it flat. Got a little thing there. There we go. We're using the liquid. It holds really well, and it's also forgiving. You'll hear people say that because when I put this down, if it's not flat, you know what I mean, I can still adjust. Whereas with the tape, once you put it down, it's kind of hard to get it back up off of there. All right. I'll take a little tissue. I see I've got a piece of a little bit of glue right there. And a little bit right there. There we go. All right. So then on the inside for this one, we're going to do this opposite. So again, this is still, it's 8.5. All right. So I'm going to fold in half. I'm trying this. I forgot, you know, because I had the card going up and down, that this was going to make it different on the inside. But that is okay because we're going to see what this looks like. I think it might look fun. All right, so I can't come all the way to the end because this would not be long enough when it's opened. So maybe I want to be about there. There's always a fix, you know, if you do something, you go, oh, geez, I meant to cut it the other way or do something the other way. There's always a way to fix that. I'm wondering if our warm weather is back to stay. I was hoping we'd have just a little bit more cooler weather, but that's okay. So I think I'll go right about here. And then I will put the tape on this other side. Oh, looks like that already came off on my finger. Now, the other little piece doesn't want to come off. Oh well, things happen, right? Okay, so then, again, I'm going to lay that flat. I'm going to close this down. So when they open the card, they're going to have this pop up. Now, what I thought on this one would be fun would be to put some umbrellas in here, since this is a, you know, kind of an umbrella card. So maybe put this one here with yellow. Punch with a little bit. Not sure why my scissors are. Let me put this one down. Now I could have stamped on my umbrellas too, because that the stamp matches and fits, but I don't think you necessarily have to. So you can put, you know, on the inside on the other cards, and I'll show you again all the cards in a minute. You can put squares, you know, or rectangles or something, but you could also put a shape like I'm doing here. So let's do, this one will be one of these closed umbrellas. I think this might look cute to have all these little umbrellas pop up when you open the card. Give that one a pink handle. So this was a little unexpected to be doing it up and down because that's not what I had thought through before I made the card. And you see that it's still going to work out to be just fine. Now, again, you're wanting to make sure that nothing's gonna, you know, if this is coming down over that fold, you might have a problem. So you want to always make sure that you're watching that. I think this would be a cute card, a cute get well card, but it also might be a cute wedding or baby shower or something. Just, did I do, yeah, I already did a yellow one. And that's not going to come down by the fold. And then one more kind of closed one. Sometimes, they say there's really no mistakes in stamping, only happy accidents. So that's what we had here. We have a happy accident. All right, so now when you open the card, oh, see how cute that turned out? So let me move these over to the side because I want to leave this open and let it dry. So I would add my words here, either stamping on the white or, adding a whatever you're going to add. And I would cover up my little boo-boo there with that. Okay. And then on the original card, I had used a little camera, and I thought I could even print out something on my computer that said, like, have a picture perfect day. And then you open it up and you have room to write up here. And again, I only colored a little bit on the inside. And then this one I stamped all over, just colored in where the rectangle was going to be, and then made these little rectangles, just coloring a little bit on the inside. So, hello, maybe this could be happy retirement or something. So I hope you like this spotlight technique, and then adding a little bit of a pop on the inside. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks.